and welcome back to the Boondock Puffins channel. For those of you who are new, we are travelling around Europe for about 3 months on the motorbike. In this episode we are traversing the north of Spain, so day 14 or day 1 of this north of Spain is driving through the Basque country. This interesting region has had independence in the past from 824 AD, and for pretty much 1,000 years they were independent until the Spanish government abolished their independence in 1839, and it was only relatively recently that the Spanish government gave the autonomy back to the Basque country. Some more fun facts about Basque. It's the oldest European language still spoken. It predates the Romance languages, so it makes it a very unique and isolated language. It is said to be so difficult to learn that there's even a Basque myth that states the devil himself tried to learn Basque for 7 years and gave up. Fun facts aside, as you can see, the road started to get a lot more interesting, especially for motorbikes, I'll say, because there was a lot more twisties and turns in this section, so that was really enjoyable. It was great fun to be starting to open up a bit and sort of get the rolling corners going again, which was awesome. So a fun little thing happened here. There was a motorbiker, this chap over here, Ping. He pulled over and he then pulled in behind us and he rode with us for about 20 minutes. He was giving thumbs up and kind of just riding with us and seemed to be having a great time. He then pulled over again and turned around and went the other way. So he just rode with us for 20 minutes just for fun. Had local plates on, so that was really cool. And another reason why we love just traveling on the motorbike, because fellow motorbikers always seem to be so chuffed to see you. We reached this section of the road and we were treated to amazing views of the sea. This road I'd highly recommend, just hugs the coast the whole way. You get amazing sea views and it kind of just twists and curls along with the coast to your right. Awesome place. After some more absolutely epic roads hugging the coastline, we then went slightly inland up into the mountains, and although it doesn't look it, the temperature was clocking over 38 degrees and it was like being in a hairdryer, so very warm as soon as you're away from the sea, but awesome roads, nice twisties, having a great time. We stopped at our first campsite that we were meant to stay at, but unfortunately it was full. And being inland as well, it was disgustingly hot, so I think it was all for the best. And after a day of what I thought was awesome roads, we hit the last section, which was absolutely spectacular. The best roads by far of the day and probably of our trip so far. Just these amazing winding roads through the forest with the sea far below. Just absolutely perfect. Lovely grippy surfaces, everything you could want as a motorbiker. I left a lot of this footage on because I just thought these roads were so epic to ride on. They were just awesome. Even with a pillion and enough luggage to fill a 3-bedroom house, we were still able to have a lot of fun cruising along these roads. What felt like touching the cylinder on the side. Obviously it was about a 1 degree lean, but plenty of fun still. Once we got camp set up, we did some much needed laundry under the baking Spanish sun, and had some much needed refreshments after a long hot day in the saddle.
What's your one worry today?
I just voiced a worry that I peaked in roads too early. The roads were like super nicely paved, like really smooth but very sticky, and they were just carving in between all of this forest here, and what do we call it, woodland forest?
Yeah.
Jungly forest. And to your right was just the Atlantic, meeting all the rocks. It was amazing. It felt like it was Hawaii or something, but it was just twisty, like going like this the whole time. And just the right amount, so it wasn't crazy or anything. So yeah, I might have peaked.
And what did we do this afternoon?
Went swimming. Our body surf. So the next day we headed from our campsite to about an hour and a half past Bilbao. We had looked at the weather forecast and it said it was going to be hot, but we did not expect what we got dealt with that day. Although driving through these little towns are absolutely amazing and they're so picturesque, in the mornings they often clean the roads, and this, especially when you have these cobbles, leaves them slippery. So we're having a few little slips there, but all good, and managed to keep the bike upright. In this section of the road, especially because we were just inland, not much from the sea but enough, it was the first time that we saw the thermometer tick over to 40 degrees, so it started to get really, really warm. All those midnight street riders with horses on fire are coming out to take you. As a side note, we were now following parts of the Camino walk, and that's what those people were there, all backpacked up and on their walk. On this particular day, I was very grateful that I had some kind of wind blowing past us from being on the motorbike, because as I say, it was 40 degrees, so did not envy them, but a walk does look awesome.
Carry you away. As soon as the spring comes.
And this is a lesson we learned early on. We followed Google Maps instead of the road sign to get to our campsite, so what started off as a decent track ended up being incredibly soft, deep sand, which would have been fine if you're in a car or even a lighter bike, but we had a very, very heavy bike with a pillion on, so the bike was going all over the place and snaking around, which made this rather uncomfortable, but we stayed upright and got safely to our campsite, so no dramas.
Like a hazy goodbye.
Once we got to our campsite, we went for a quick walk in the absolute baking 40-degree heat, and with wind that would have made a hairdryer seem like a brisk winter breeze.
The prettiest thing I ever saw.
So, Thomas, as I sit here in the sunshine with you, how's life going?
It's been a hot day, really muggy, very hot. It's hard to actually express it and show it, but it's been just stiflingly hot. Like every time you move, your heart rate goes up to 120, 130. It's just been one of those days. It's still 33 degrees and it's 7:30 at night. And the air is so thick. So yeah, we're just covered in sweat and there's so many flies here. So you just flies all over you. I'm just excited to be cool.
You know it's now going to rain. You know
yeah,
it.
it will be, I'm sure. And then we'll be like, I want the heat again. But so it's all just sweat. But yeah, I'll never ever take for granted like fridge, air conditioning, being behind a fly screen, just the little things. Maybe it's good.
But a positive. Look how well the solar panels are doing. Yay!
In the mountains, in the evening, in the fall.
So the next day we decided to head quite far west, as we saw that the temperature was a lot cooler along the coast further west, so we decided to do a fairly long stint. This ride took us about 3 or 4 hours, and it was mostly just this kind of dual carriageway type of riding, but we just needed to get out that heat and find some nice cool campsite near the coast.
Like the rainbow ocean. In the mountains, in the evening, in the fall. I'm going to Arkansas. I'm going to Arkansas.
On the way to our destination, we decided to stop at the little town of Santiago del Mar. There is an old saying in Santiago del Mar that is the town of three lies, since it is neither a saint, santo, nor flat, llana, nor is it by the sea, mar, as implied by its name. But nonetheless, it is an awesome little town to stop at if you are going through this area.
In the fall. Like a dream fantastic.
After our stop, it was a lot of straight dual carriageways as we made our way across the northern coast of Spain. So it wasn't the most thrilling ride, but it was a means to an end to get us to our beach destination.
I'm going to Arkansas. I'm going to Arkansas. In the fall. In the fall. I'm going to Arkansas. I'm going to Arkansas.
After a fairly long day in the saddle, we arrived at Cammingarino Costa. It is an epic little campsite in this area of North Spain, so highly recommend staying here if you're going through the area. We set up camp and immediately went to go and check the beach, which is about a 5 to 10 minute walk away. And as you can see, absolutely amazing scenery, an epic beach. We continued our walk through the local area. It's just so peaceful and quiet. Nice little farms all around, little old country farmhouses, and just sort of super nice and quiet and sort of untouristy. So again, highly recommend this area if you're going through. It was just sort of had the whole place to ourselves essentially, which was amazing for such a beautiful place. After a quick dip in the Atlantic, a bit of body surfing, we rushed back to camp, and we had some dinner, and then we walked down to the end of the long road along the campsite to an epic sunset to go and watch sunset over the sea. Again, just such a cool place. Highly recommend it. At this awesome spot, you can see these are the remnants of old shellfish storage areas where they used to store lobster and spider crab, built in 1904. Really cool to see. And the following day, after having complained so much about the heat in the previous parts of this video, it rained and rained and rained. So we hunkered down with some warm drinks inside the cafe at the campsite, recharged our devices, cooked up an amazing meal, and got ready to set off for the next day.
Land on your farm.
After dinner, we went for another walk where we got treated to another absolutely incredible sunset. This place just had a knack of producing these most incredible colours in the evening. If you haven't been to North Spain, the Atlantic coast, I would highly suggest it. It's just a very wild, cool place. In the morning, we went for a run. We packed up. We had a hearty breakfast of a sachet of oats, and then we hit the road again. We just had to check out the coast one last time, put the drone up quickly. Just such an epic place. So, next episode, we continue across the north of Spain. We then cut down into Santiago De Compostela, easily the coolest name ever, and then on to Portugal. So join us for that.